from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Root Sports brings you Houston Astros baseball. Today is the deciding game of this exciting three-game weekend series between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. Good afternoon from Minute Maid Park. Bill Brown along with Alan Ashby. Bart Ennis joins us in just a few minutes. And these two teams have traded one-run wins in this series. It's been a series with a lot of energy, Ash.
Got a little intense last night, didn't it? And each team responded very well, so it should be intriguing this afternoon.
We'll have more on that aspect of it later. But first of all, a delectable pitching matchup for fans of baseball today, whether you're a Ranger fan with Yovani Gallardo, and we'll start with him first.
He is the de facto ace now for the Texas Rangers. He's pitched like an ace this year. Former All-Star with the Brewers in the National League, and Gallardo is going to be a tough test. 14-3 lifetime against Houston. So obviously the Astros in the past haven't had a big answer for him. On the other side, it's Dallas Keuchel, the All-Star, going to the mound for the Astros. Starter, by the way, of the All-Star game. Dallas Keuchel has had a tremendous season to this point and just continues to dominate in numerous categories, including complete games and shutouts this year, but he gets the ground balls better than anybody in the game. Dallas Keuchel is up to the task.
Dallas just about ready to throw the first pitch in this game, but we have another segment coming up showing you the very latest on the standings in the AL West and other aspects, including Jose Altuve on its way next. This series today on a sizzling day outside. The high expected to be 99 degrees. Inside, it's a good place to be. And it's a good place for fans to watch energized baseball. And we'll see what today brings. But the Astros, with their loss last night, Ash, dropped a game further behind the first-place Angels. They've shut out Boston twice in a row now.
Yeah, those Angels continue to be on a roll. Team playing good baseball. The Astros trying to take 2 out of 3 here against the Texas Rangers. And these are crucial games when you set up this American League West and you see the Angels up on top, the Rangers 7 back, and Seattle and Oakland still in probable or possible striking range. So I just find this to be a division that could go any direction, but I think the Astros have the talent to win it.
And as you get into a race like this as a fan and really savor each and every game, there are good defensive plays along the way, maybe a deciding play in a game. There was outstanding glove work Friday night, and again, Altuve last night.
Jose Altuve gets talked about generally because of the offensive side of the game, but don't forget that defensive side. Jose Altuve makes a play here. As the ball hits off Feldman's glove, Jose comes on bare hands and makes the play to pick up an out in the game. Jose is really good in that regard. He also gets Prince Fielder with this play. Prince has been picked time and time again here in the series, but Jose Altuve is a very fine defensive second baseman.
Well, there was a little dust up, as you know, last night. Bart Ennis joins us for a review on that and leads up to today's first pitch. And it's Fear the Beard time. Keuchel's corner's set to go. More in a moment.
Very spirited game last night, one that the Rangers won 7-6, but a lot of people have been waiting for the Astros and the Rangers to develop a real rivalry since they've moved into the same division together, and I think after last night's game you can probably say that rivalry now exists. If you missed last night's game, let's take a look at some of the late fireworks. It began top of the ninth when Rodin Odor led off the ninth for the Rangers. Hank Conger was ready to go. Josh Fields was ready to go. Umpire said, let's play. But Odor stood outside the box. Conger said, get in the box and hit. Odor didn't like that. Prince Fielder got in between them. Both benches empty. A lot of pushing and shoving. Even the managers, A.J. Hinch and Jeff Bannister, got nose-to-nose a little bit. But nothing really came of it other than the fact they really seemed to fire both teams up. The Rangers went on to score 2 runs in the top of the ninth, with Odor tripling and then scoring and making a lot of noise while he did it. But then Hank Conger stepped up and hit a 2-run bomb into the Crawford boxes in the bottom of the ninth, and that seemed to be the end of the Astros rally. But both teams very fired up about what happened. We were watching Hinch and Bannister as they took the lineup cards out. They had a nice, cordial, pleasant conversation at home plate. So we'll see. Doubtful anything carries over in today's game, but it sure makes things interesting in this series finale. Let's go back up to the broadcast booth. Bill Brown and Alan Ashby, guys.
Thank you, Bart, and that's an interesting point you just raised. I think probably a show of class
on the part of both managers to do what they did at home plate and to indicate to everybody, hey, we have no hard feelings from last night, Ash.
Yeah, dead on, and I think maybe to indicate to each other, and maybe they had already communicated with each other, but I found it unusual that two managers wound up nose to nose as they did last night, but I'm glad to see them go ahead and take the cards up today, get together, and let everybody see that we're going to go play baseball today and not have any kind of cage wrestling going on.
And with that in mind, we check the Texas Rangers starting lineup. Center fielder Delino DeShields leads off. Rougned Odor bats second at second base. It's Prince Fielder DHing. Adrian Beltre at third base. Josh Hamilton in right field. Ryan Rua in left field. Elvis Andrus the shortstop. Adam Rosales at first base. Robinson Chirinos the catcher. And the pitcher is Giovanni Gallardo. This is really a premier pitching matchup. Dallas Keuchel has the best ERA in the American League at 2.23, Ash.
5 days ago, he made the start for the American League in the All-Star game, a game that was won by the American League. 2 innings of no earned runs against him, and Dallas Keuchel certainly deserved that spot, and now a chance to kind of kickstart this second half.
Delino DeShields took it, and it was strike one to Delino. He's back in the box, ready to work. And he is 4 for 9 in this series, and quickly behind 0-2. He is 1 for 3 against Keuchel.
We've gotten a little peek at the low end of the strike zone and the high end here. Glad to see it.
From Will Little, the home plate umpire, a shot and a liner up the middle. Altuve throwing on the run. One hopper. Oh, what a play! That was a bullet slowed down by Keuchel, and then the magic of Altuve took over.
Really close play, and I think the Rangers are trying to determine whether they will challenge this play. But Keuchel is so good defensively that he gets the leather on it to even make it a chance. And now we'll see how this is going to wind up. I don't see that as being one that can be overturned.
No. It looked like the ball had hit the back of Singleton's mitt just a shade before DeShields arrived, and the Rangers have chosen not to have that review.
I think they must have seen the very same thing. And so, first out of the game, just routine, huh?
You're right. And now the booze for Rougned Odor, the protagonist last night. 261, 5 homers, 26 runs batted in. Infield shifted around. He bounces one to Altuve, to Hopper. And that's out number 2. We'll get more into Odor as the game progresses. Hard-nosed competitor, perceived differently by fans of different teams, of course, but perhaps a real instigator, a spark plug type of player for this Ranger team.
Defensively for the Astros this afternoon, left to right in the outfield, Preston Tucker, Jake Marisnick, and Colby Rasmus. On the left side of the infield, Luis Valbuena and Carlos Correa. On the right, it's Jose Altuve and John Singleton. And behind the plate, Jason Castro.
Now the Astros are not going to shift here on Prince Fielder with a left-hander facing him. Fielder's drawing a few boos from up where we sit. That's inside ball 1. Fielder's second in the batting race at .338. He has 14 homers, 54 runs batted in, and he leads the American League in hits with 117. Some of the fans unhappy with his antics last night. Hits this one into the left field corner. Fielder around first, headed for second base. Preston Tucker gets it back in on a 2-out double. That's the 20th two-base hit for Fielder. Fielder went to home plate last night after Odor and Conger were having words, and he seemed to be a peacemaker initially, but later wound up shoving the Astros skipper A.J. Hinch.
What he also seems to be is a really good hitter, and the batting average and all the numbers would indicate that as well, but he's utilized left field against the Astros extremely well.
And now it's Adrian Beltre trying to drive him in. Beltre with a .258 average has 7 homers, 23 runs batted in. Beltre is 3 for 9 with an RBI in this series. That's ball 1 to the slugging third Sacker, who's hit more than 400 home runs in his career. And last night, his RBI single in the 9th was one of the key hits for the Rangers in their 7-6 win. That one's foul back. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Beltre. The Rangers are 3-9 in July, and 7 games back of the AL West leading Angels. They'll be playing them after this upcoming series. So next weekend they'll be taking on the Halos, and it's a really important stretch for the Rangers at this stage of the season. Swing there makes it 1-2.
Just one more peek at that swing of Prince Fielder. Look at how he brings the barrel to the ball, not down from underneath and back up. And that's one of the things, the thing probably primarily, that enables a guy to hit the ball solidly the other way. Prince Fielder is very adept at that.
Keuchel throws it, and Beltre checks his swing. It's 2-2. Keuchel is unbeaten here at home, 8-0 with a 1.24 ERA at Minute Maid Park. Batting average against him here, 193. Two other pitchers have started the season 8-0 at home for the Astros. Brett Myers in 2010 and Mike Hampton in 97. Rangers lead 5-3 over the Astros in the season series. Rangers are 4-1 here at Minute Maid Park. They swept their earlier series here. They'll be moving on to play Colorado Monday night. Nick Martinez coming back from the minor leagues to start that game for Texas tomorrow night. In tight. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rangers are 9th in runs scored in the American League. They showed a lot of fight last night, scoring 7 runs on 14 hits. But ironically, they had more hits Friday night. They had 15 hits, but lost 3-2. And a strikeout ends the top of the first inning. Keuchel puts up the first 0. Gallardo to the mound next. And 43, and the fans will settle into this one with the Astros lineup beginning with the usual leadoff man since the injury to George Springer. All-star Jose Altuve at second base. It's Preston Tucker in left field. Carlos Correa at shortstop. Colby Rasmus right field. Evan Gattis DH. Luis Valbuena third base. John Singleton first. Jake Marisnick center field. Jason Castro catcher. And it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Altuve facing Giovanni Gallardo, who is 7-8, a tough luck 7-8 Ash with a 2.62 ERA.
No tough luck against the Astros career-wise. 18 starts, 14-3 the mark. He has been dynamite.
First pitch is off the plate for ball 1. Altuve at 294 with 8 homers has 40 runs batted in. And 3 hits in this series with 2 runs batted in for Jose. That one rides upstairs, and it's 2 balls, no strikes from the talented Gallardo. These pitchers the Astros have faced in this series. Colby Lewis last night won the game, 7 1/3 innings, 2 runs. He is now 7-1 lifetime against Houston, 6-0 at Minute Maid Park, and Gallardo has had a stranglehold on the Astros. Shot on the ground, backhanded. Elvis Andrus, 1 out.
For the Texas Rangers defensively, Ryan Rua in left, and center it's Lionel DeShields and Josh Hamilton in right. Left side of the infield, Adrian Beltre, Elvis Andrus. On the right, it's Rougned Odor and Adam Rosales. And behind the plate, Robinson Chirinos.
Gallardo is 29 years old. He was born in Mexico but grew up in Fort Worth and was drafted by Milwaukee in the second round in 2004. Preston Tucker, a 250 hitter, has 5 homers. He's driven in 21. There's strike 1 as Tucker faces Gallardo for the first time in his career. Gallardo is 5-2 with a 2.34 ERA at Minute Maid Park. Off-speed pitch dips outside, and it's 1-1. Gallardo has not given up a run his last 22 1/3 innings on the road. On the road, he's a tough luck 3-4, despite an ERA of 2.81. 2 balls and a strike. He was the opening day starter for the Texas Rangers. He arrived in a trade. Last year for Milwaukee, he went 8-11 with a 3.51 ERA. He's had a lot of tough luck outings the last few years, in fact. And that's how he can be 96 and 72 lifetime with a 3.61 ERA.
8 of his 9 years with the Milwaukee Brewers. And won as many as 17 back in 2011.
He had beaten the Astros in 10 straight decisions until they got through and beat him in 2012. That's up the right field line, going toward the foul stands, and there it is for foul strike 2. Got in on Tucker a little bit, and they're happy it did. Great crowd last night, a sellout, third sellout of the season at home.
A look at our strike zone now, presented by MD Anderson, as that pitch is up and in and off the plate. Pretty good coverage there when you can hit it that well on a pitch off the plate inside.
Tucker grounds to second. Odor on Rosales. 2 outs for Gallardo. The Astros have not hit against this Ranger club. They've scored 27 runs in 8 games. Nice t-shirt. We've got the All-Star version being passed out to those in Keuchel's corner. We see a lot of folks in that section again today.
You know what this does to Dallas Keuchel? He can never shave now.
No.
Not during a regular season.
You're right. He's become an icon. He can't go beardless. That's pressure. Carlos Correa's on a 4-game hitting streak. He hit a bomb last night. Whoa, a pitch up near his head, getting away from Gallardo. And in view of last night's action, the fans think that they don't like this a whole lot.
Nothing to dislike about that. A curveball that simply gets away. I like to see James Harden and Dallas Keuchel beardless go walking down the street together. Just taking the day in.
2 balls, no strikes. Interesting, and Eric Nadel, the Hall of Fame Rangers broadcaster, pointed this out before the game today. You talk about a carryover of hostilities from last night. Neither starting pitcher has hit a batter all season. 3-0 now.
You just took all the fun out of it.
Very fine numbers for Carlos Correa, with 8 homers tying him for the shortstop lead in the American League. And he draws a 4-pitch walk. 41st walk in his 114th inning for Gallardo, and catcher Chirinos goes out for a chat. Colby Rasmus will be the batter. He's the cleanup man today. He has good numbers against Gallardo. 6 hits and 19 at bats, 1 homer, 2 runs batted in. Colby's 1 for 7 in this series. Evan Gattis on deck. The Astros are 4-9 in July. The Rangers are 3-9 this month. And both teams have series coming up with the first place Angels. As we indicated, the Rangers will be there next weekend after going to Colorado, and the Angels will be here visiting the Astros at the end of this month. The Angels currently with a 50-40 record. The Astros are 50-43. Foul back. Strike to Rasmus. Astros took a 3-2 game Friday night, and then last night it was Texas winning 7-6. So plenty of excitement in the 2 games of this series. Rangers have the best road record in the American League at 27-20. In fact, the best in the major. The shot caught by Rosales. A knee-high bullet for out number 3, and it's scoreless after 1. AA, proudly serving the needs of the military community for over 90 years. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. 0-0. And the Lone Star Series continues here at Minute Maid Park with inning number 2. Dallas Keuchel ready to face Josh Hamilton. Hamilton had a big night last night. Usually has not been playing day games after night games, but is in that lineup today in the 5 spot at 254. 3 homers, 8 runs batted in after a big 3-hit game, including a homer and 2 doubles last night. There's ball 1. Left-handed hitters are managing a meager 134 batting average against Keuchel. He's the best pitcher in the majors against left-handed hitters. In for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Pitches like that fastball serve him well. He's also quite willing to come in.
Hamilton hits a breaking pitch, broken bat, looper over Correa and into a shallow center field area for a Hamilton leadoff single.
Don't have to hit it hard if you find a spot that has nobody playing there, and a little broken bat flare drops in shallow center.
He's aboard for Ryan Rua. Rua getting his first playing time in this series. 25-year-old outfielder checks in at 182 with 3 homers, 3 runs batted in. Rua has had 55 at-bats with 10 hits. He had 105 at-bats for Texas last season, hitting .295. Bat started and the appeal went to first. They get a swing call. Phil Cuzzy makes that call, and it's strike 1 on Rua. Will Little is the home plate umpire. Rua converted. He was an infielder and made the conversion to outfield last year. Showing bunt, he takes it, and it's 1-1.
These Texas Rangers, at least right now, are showing they're willing to bunt. .24 sacrifices for the Rangers on the season.
So these are not your uncle's Rangers. 1-2. They were known a few years ago as a slugging team, but not the same bunch for Jeff Bannister in his first year. They had lost 11 straight or 9 straight within the division before winning last night. They're 12-24 against the AL West. A strikeout for Keuchel.
The Astros face the Red Sox in a 3-game series. That's July 21st through the 23rd. July 22nd is also Dollar Hot Dog Wednesday, presented by Nolan Ryan Beef. That's right here at Minute Maid Park. For tickets, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com.
There are $10 seats available for some of those games in the series. That's a great bargain. Elvis Andrus has gone 7 for 17 in his last 5 games. He is 3 for 8 in this series. And he takes ball 1. Andrus at 245 with 3 homers has 30 runs batted in. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. That's his 2nd longest of the year. Keuchel gets strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dallas 11-4. He became the first Astros pitcher to win 11 or more prior to the All-Star break since Roy Oswalt won 12 in the first half of 05. A swing takes it to a 1-2 count for Keuchel. Keuchel is 2-3 against the Rangers in his career with a 3.65 ERA. Has not had a decision against them this season. Foul ball. It remains a 1-2 count. Dallas lost at Tampa Bay 8 days ago, 3-0. It was a quality start, 7 innings, 3 earned runs. The Astros really didn't score much at all in that series at Tampa Bay. They wasted some good starting pitching on that 2-8 road trip. Ash
started out so well with that extra inning 12-8 win in Boston.
2-2. Mariners and Yankees are scoreless. They're in the top of the 5th at Yankee Stadium with CC Sabathia spinning up a good game for the Yankees. Former Yankee Robinson Cano has started to hit, though, for the M's.
At least in New York.
That's true. That's a foul tip strikeout. Number 3 for Keuchel.
Dallas Keuchel's working that little cut job, the slider in, down and in on the right. Look at the clumping of pitches right in that same spot. Very effective and sharp.
Dallas pitched well at Texas in his earlier outing against the Rangers. That was April 12th. Got a no decision. Gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. The Astros won it in 14. Adam Rosales bats. Former Cincinnati Red takes ball 1. 234, 3 homers, 7 runs batted in for Rosales. He's had 94 at bats. Used in a platoon fashion. He can play several spots. Bouncer back to Keuchel. Well, out number 3, no score. To the belting one to left center field. Marwin Gonzalez coming in. The play was reviewed. Marwin was ruled safe, and the play was not overturned. Robinson Chirinos put a knee down and tried to block him, and he was ruled to have touched home plate before the tag.
And some questions about that play in the dropping of the knee by Chirinos. In my opinion, it falls well within the ruling that says you can't block home plate without the ball, but that would imply that with the ball you can. And I thought Chirinos did a great job. He took the baseball, dropped, tried to block off the plate, but I'll tell you what, Marwin outdid him, getting a finger to the edge of the plate prior to the tag.
Ball 1 to Evan Gattis. Takes the slider. It's 2-0.
Ball and glove. Now blocked the plate. Perfectly legal, but he didn't completely block it. And the question on the play wound up being, did Marwin get the finger to the plate before the tag? And in the end run, the Astros won out.
3-0 to Gattis, who leads the club in runs batted in. He's tied for 10th in the American League in runs batted in with 54. Already more than he had last year, but he does not feel he is swinging the bat well this season, he said today before the game.
Give him that good high heater and see how he swings it.
He likes that neck high fastball. Takes that one for a strike. It's 3-1.
Not a bad dancer either. Very well spotted on a 3-0.
Gattis is the first Astro with at least 15 homers and 54 runs batted in before the All-Star break since Lance Berkman in 09. And as he said before the game, it was a terrible month of April for me. There's that high one, but Gallardo wins that battle, and it's 3-2.
That high fastball, just 90 miles an hour. And yes, Gallardo has had a mastery of the Astros through his career, but that pitch can be gotten to.
That was a better one to swing at, and it's still 3 balls 2 strikes on the foul ball. Gallardo came in a trade for 3 prospects with Milwaukee. And this is a very important stretch for the Rangers, because if they fall further back than they are right now, they may be dealing players like Gallardo. It's a shot into left center field. Hammered hard by Gattis. Leadoff single for Houston, hit number 1 of the day for the Astros.
Scalded real good. Yeah, that's a 3-2. Looking for the fastball, got the fastball, abused the fastball.
That was scalded black.
And seared there, Brownie.
Yeah, burnt piece of toast right there, Ash. Really barrel that one. Well, he's talking with Rich Dower, the first base coach. Luis Valbuena steps up. 197, 19 homers, 36 runs batted in. Valbuena likes it ball 1. You like burnt toast? Some people do.
No, I'm not one of those guys.
Okay.
I would go scraping away. I wouldn't throw it out. Just a little scrape job, and then I'm ready.
Dogs like burnt toast.
Well, you know what? You just lumped me in a category that I'm. Well, we'll discuss that later.
Fly ball at the right center field. Hamilton in position. And there's out number one. Well, you know, some people give their reject food to the dog.
Gotcha.
You've never done that, of course.
No. Not my dog. Take a look now at our Super Bowl presented by Mattress Firm. Well, he got it out on that thing beautifully, but maybe just off the end of the bat.
That's the way it looked. John Singleton, with the injury to Chris Carter, gets another start at first base. 188. No homers, 3 runs batted in. Singleton was 2 for 4 last night. Carter's been doing better with the sprained right ankle and could be ready to go Tuesday night against Boston. Meanwhile, Singleton gets another opportunity. Marisnick's on deck.
It is a good opportunity for John Singleton, and he took advantage last night.
He fouls it back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to the big first sacker. He was ripping the ball at AAA Fresno this year. Carter had reported improvement last night before the game, and he thought by Tuesday night that would be enough time for the swelling to go down. It has gone down so far from the right ankle.
The wounded hang together, huh?
Yes. Over there with George Springer with a cast on his right wrist. It's 2-1.
Curveball from Gallardo is getting away consistently.
The batting average against his curveball is 149, Ash.
Well, when he's got it working, apparently nobody gets to it, but he's just launching that thing right now.
You know, you bring up an interesting point of the game that statistics don't always tell us. Yes, the batting average is low, but is he getting it in the strike zone, or is he throwing too many balls with it to make it an effective pitch?
Yeah, does it become the surprise item served when it's well thrown there at the knees or below?
Missing. He goes to ball 3, and it's 3-2 now. Well, he walked Correa on 4 pitches in the first inning, so not exactly precise with the fastball at all times so far today.
No guarantee that you get the fastball right here, but this pitch, like first pitches, where you want to see Singleton really tee off on something. And I think he just took strike 3 and got ball 4 called. As a special thank you to fans for all your support this season, tickets in select areas of Minute Maid Park for all Tuesday to Thursday home games are only $10 for the rest of July. For more information, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com/HTownProud.
Well, as we look at the remaining games, we told you there's a weekend coming up with the Angels here. July 28th, 29th, and 30th. That'll be on a homestand. And Arizona follows. And so those games would be into the month of August. But these Boston games will be your remaining opportunity for those weekday $10 tickets.
Let's see if this might have been strike 3. I'd hate to take that many times and expect that call. And that's an area you want to see improvement on, not only for John, but a lot of guys in this lineup.
Ball 1 to Jake Marisnick, 239 for Jake, 5 homers, 21 runs batted in. He's hit .304 against Ranger pitching this season. He is 1 for 4 in this series. Jason Castro's on deck with 1 out. Now 2-0. Gallardo's last 10 starts have produced a 4-2 record and a 1.79 ERA. He's not given up a homer for 64 innings now. Foul ball makes it a 2-ball 1-strike count. Vincent Velasquez will rejoin the Astros and start Tuesday night against the Boston Red Sox.
That's good news.
He's been throwing bullpens in the minor leagues, but not accumulating innings in games. Ryan Johnson makes his major league debut for Boston Tuesday night. He's a University of Florida product. In tight, and Marisnik now works the count to 3-1. Jake has walked 9 times this year. He's had 205 at bats.
It's another one of those tee-off counts here for Jake.
It's a fastball, hits it in the air. Adam Rosales chasing into foul ground. Josh Hamilton coming over, and it's out of play.
As a hitter, you just feel like you cannot miss that pitch. And a foul ball is included in miss. You want to put that on the barrel and hit it hard somewhere.
Toronto is leading 2-0 over Tampa Bay. They're at the end of 6 in Toronto. Marco Estrada on the mound for the Blue Jays against Chris Archer. Chris Colabello hit his 9th homer. Foul ball, and still 3-2 to Marisnik. Well, these next 2 weeks will be critical for a lot of teams, Ash.
This pitch pretty much in that same area that the last pitch was taken, ball 4 to John Singleton, maybe a little more off the plate. But yeah, it's I think with every week it's going to be intriguing to watch the standings.
Ground ball to third. Beltre will wait for Gaddis to come into the tag.
That is a beautiful player right there.
He's fought 2 outs.
And he's not intimidated about doing it the way that so-and-so did it in the past. He does it his way, and he has fun with the game. And he never abuses the game in any way. It's great.
Who's going to move first? All right, he's out. All time.
Time in that situation is only allowed once a game, right?
Yeah, exactly. And now it's Jason Castro trying to deliver a big 2-out hit. Castro 7 for 16 with a homer against Gallardo. 210 for Jason. 7 homers, 19 runs batted in. And Hank Conger been playing about 50% of the time each recently at the catcher spot. Conger's been coming in for more starts. There's ball 1. Castro 0 for 2 in this series. He's trying to get it revved up again. He hit 200 on the last road trip. His batting average has been coming down. It rolls out to Andrus, who steps on second ahead of the sliding runner. Where is it? No runs, a hit. 2 men left. No score after a couple. Our close associate here in the booth.
What?
Mary Carroll, MC we call her.
MC's
Hazel.
birthday. Well, a happy birthday to you, MC. It's a well-kept secret.
You look glorious, and here is a little memento of the occasion.
Apparently, the baker was not kept outside of that that knowledge. Happy birthday.
I'm not touching it,
Let's
MC.
go.
Just want to get the shot of it on camera. There you are. You're welcome. Happy birthday.
Ah, beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Ooh.
Nice.
Wow. I was almost wearing your cake.
Yeah. Have a happy one. Her husband's cooking out for her tonight. Very nice of Dan. Robinson Chirino steps up for the 3rd inning. And there's strike one from Dallas Keuchel to a .216 hitting Chirinos with 9 homers, 28 runs batted in.
You gotta let me in on these secrets around here.
You didn't know about it?
No, I had no idea.
Chirinos hit a homer last night. He's 2 for 6 in the series. No balls, 2 strikes.
As long as it involves cake, I'm good with it, though, Brownie.
You're allowed to have cake in your current condition, right?
Hopefully, I don't know. Can anything? What do you feed a cold with cake and you starve a fever, right?
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So feed your cold with cake and you'll be good for Tuesday night. And Chirinos stepped out. Keuchel was ready to pitch. The breaking pitch is fouled, still 0-2. Well, Big Papi and the Boston Red Sox are here Tuesday night. They have not scored yet in their series in Anaheim. Angels putting together 2 outstanding games from their pitchers. C.J. Wilson Friday night. There's a foul ball. And that was followed up with another shutout last night.
That series the Astros had in Boston was a tough, hard-fought series. And the Red Sox wound up winning 2 out of 3. But yeah, I'm really surprised to see that lineup shut down the way the Angels have done.
Dustin Pedroia just got back in the lineup Friday night for them. In tight to Chirinos. It's 1-2.
You implying he's the culprit?
Well, he's hitting over 300. That's usually considered to be a positive in any major league lineup. Maybe not. Garrett Richards shut them out last night.
That guy can shut down just about anybody, I would think.
He can.
When on his game, he's tough.
Breaking ball got him on strike. Strikeout number 4 for Keuchel.
Our Geico quote of the day is from A.J. Hinch on the trade deadline. The hardest thing during this time period is showing confidence in the group that we have. I don't want our players to look outside this team, to feel the solution is elsewhere. Yeah, that's always the challenge. And you might be, as a manager, with knowledge about possible deals out there, and I would imagine it's tough to deal with those players that could be involved in going elsewhere.
Strike to DeShields. AJ was warning his infielders about a bunt possibility here from the speedy DeShields. Singleton is in on the grass. He's in an unusual position for a first baseman because he's so far off the line. 1-1. Two balls in the strike. Brett Butler used to be one of the best bunters I've ever seen, Ash.
He could drop it down with teams drawn all the way in, anticipating, and still get a hit.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
That breaking ball from Dallas Keuchel today has been extremely effective.
Well, hasn't it?
He says he doesn't throw a curveball. He's got a variety, like Lance McCullers, of breaking pitches that he will throw.
And that one misses. It's 3-2 to DeShields. He does work both sides of the plate effectively. DeShields has gone 6 for 13 in his last 3 games. That is a strike 3 call. A little delayed call by Will Little, and DeShields was headed to first base. And now he agonizes over being a strikeout victim, number 5 for Keuchel.
Let's see where this pitch winds up. Well, see, you've got about 17 seams there within the strike zone. Any part of that strike zone. So nice. I like that call.
Now it's Odor. More booing for the young second baseman from Venezuela, who's 21 years old. There's ball 1. Odor had a couple of bat flips in last night's game. He had a slide into Altuve at second, which took him past the base. And then, of course, not getting in the box when he was asked to. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's interesting to check with people on both teams after an incident like last night's. The perspectives are quite different, as you might imagine.
Always got your own spin.
Yeah. Strike makes it 0-2.
See, that's the big breaking ball. I would call it a slurve or a curve ball for a lot of guys, but he just varies what he does on a normal basis.
Odor, line drive right field, and there's a good running catch by Colby Rasmus. 6 in a row set down by Keuchel. Keep the game scoreless.
Weekend presented by Coca-Cola from July 31st to August 2nd. Giveaways throughout this weekend include a Craig Biggio Hall of Fame bobblehead, a Craig Biggio replica pinstripe jersey, and a Craig Biggio replica Hall of Fame plaque, each going to the first 10,000 fans. For more information, go to Astros.com, or you can call 1-877-9-ASTROS. That's going to be a fun weekend, guys.
So big coming up. Thank you, Bart. Seems that half of Houston will be there. Jose Altuve bats in a scoreless game. High for ball 1 from Gallardo, still not spotting the fastball the way he would like. Altuve had a 2-0 pitch on the ground to shortstop as he led off the Astros first. This one goes to right center field. DeShields coming over. 1 out. And Tucker will follow. Gallardo certainly an important man in the scheme of things for the Rangers, as is last night's starter. Colby Lewis won his 9th. Rangers rotation will be changing again now for their next series. They call up Nick Martinez from the minors, and he was a house of fire earlier this year. He's 5-5 with a 3.43 ERA. They go with Matt Harrison Tuesday night and Martin Perez Wednesday. Perez just came back from Tommy John surgery and started the game Friday night here. Harrison has just come back from surgery, and so there's some uncertainty about what he might be able to contribute to the Ranger rotation. Wandy Rodriguez evidently not down to start in that upcoming series. We're not sure what his status is currently for the Rangers. Tucker hits one toward the right field corner. That's a fair ball. It kicks up into the seats. That's a double for Tucker, number 15.
That young man can go down and get himself some breaking ball. Watch him stay on this pitch. And really stays through it well.
$15 doubles. He's second among American League rookies in that department. The only Astros player in history to have more doubles within his first 56 games was Hunter Pence. In 2007, he had 20. Carlos Correa drew a 4-pitch walk. In tight, ball 1. George Springer has a charity bowling event tomorrow night. He said Carlos is going to drop by. Upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. It's at the Lucky Strike in downtown Houston tomorrow at 6 o'clock. George Springer is the spokesperson for the Stuttering Association for the Young, SAY. They're having an all-star bowling benefit tomorrow night.
George bowling left-handed?
He probably will. He can do a lot of things. 3 balls, no strikes. Chester Pitts, I believe, is involved. And funds are being raised to help children and families in need attend Camp SAY, a summer camp for young people who stutter. Great for George to get involved with that charity at such a young age. Carlos Correa has done the same thing. He was serving lunch at the Salvation Army a few days ago. That is a strike. 3-1 now.
Yeah, Brownie, these are extremely impressive young men. When you get around them, spend a little time, and just kind of makes you wonder what you were like at that same age.
Not that advanced, shall we say, right?
Certainly for me.
They get it. It's a shot to the gap to left center field. The Shields coming, diving. It gets by him, and they'll get a run home. Tucker scores. RBI double Correa, 1-0 Houston. That's a 5-game hitting streak for Correa. His 11th double already, and RBI number 23 for the young superstar.
Sometimes defensively you misjudge balls thinking they're not hit as hard as they actually are. In this case, it might go the other way. And I don't know that there was ever a shot to get to this ball. It wasn't hit all that well, but in the gap. And doesn't even have enough behind it to get all the way to the track. But very timely for the Astros.
So the American League Rookie of the Month for June drives in the first run of this game. Back-to-back doubles by Tucker and Correa. Now it's Rasmus. He lined to first base earlier. Ball one upstairs. That breaks the scoreless streak on the road for Yovani Gallardo. He had gone 24 2/3 innings on the road without allowing a run. It's 2-0. In the Rangers situation, well, they have Josh Hamilton. They just acquired him a short time ago, so obviously he would be staying with the Rangers. Adrian Beltre, could he be traded? Some think he could if the right deal came along. Probably not. High drive right field. Hamilton back. Colby Rasmus has hit a 2-run shot. 3-0 Houston as Rasmus delivers number 12. Well, he blistered a long line drive that was caught his first time up. This one a high soaring homer for Rasmus. 31 runs batted in for Colby.
Now the Astros and that power game coming to life here. The power game has been lacking. I don't think Colby would tell you he got all of this off the end of the bat a bit, but enough to drive it out of here. He's a wiry but very strong young man.
And another streak for Gallardo has come to an end. He had not given up a homer for the last 65 innings. Evan Gattis singled. Now a ground ball makes it single number 2 of the game, and 4 straight hits for the Astros here in the third. Both of them were in the same spot for Gattis.
He's finding that big gap up the middle. George Springer says there are no hits up the middle. I think Evan Gattis begs to differ.
Now Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, makes a trip. Gallardo has not been roughed up in a while. He has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in a start since May 19th, when he gave up 4 in 5 innings at Boston. That's home run number 127 for the Astros. They lead the majors at long balls.
Colby Rasmus has proven to be effective with that long ball game of his, and defensively. He can really go get it.
Luis Valbuena hit a fly ball to right in the second. That's 5 hits for Houston now. 3 straight extra base hits in this inning. And ball 1. The Orioles lead at Detroit. It's 7-2 in the 5th. Again, Gallardo misses, and he has not been precise with his fastball today. He's been behind a lot of hitters. He had 3 3-2 counts in the second inning. He's had a 3-1 and a 2-0 count, and 2-0 count twice here in the third. 54 pitches for the day. Strike makes it 2-1. Miguel Gonzalez pitching for Baltimore against Justin Verlander. Verlander was tagged, Ash. 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings.
Tigers have got to wonder about their once ace right-hander.
Brad Ausmus with a 45 and 45 club right now. Shot toward the right field corner. That's in. And Valbuena will move into second base at least. Stop sign at third for Gaddis on a double by Valbuena. That's his 10th of the year. That was a rocket up the right field line. That's 5 straight hits for Houston.
Valbuena.
Oh, what do we have here?
Now we've got a bat flip off going here in the series.
That was Odor-like.
Yes, it was.
The Astros string the hits together here in the third. Now it's Singleton. He walked in the second inning. Both teams really seemed fired up last night over the on-field episode, and they both scored. The Astros 3 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. The Rangers 1 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. Infield in now. There is strike one.
Right there, runners at second and third. Less than 2 outs. A chance to drive in at least one for John, and taking the first strike. A little surprising. That's this guy is meant to be an RBI man.
The dirt. Good play by Chirinos to block it. 1-1. Cleveland and Cincinnati are tied 1-1. They're in the top of the fourth at the Great American Ballpark. Johnny Cueto is pitching well. 1 run allowed. No, he's not pitching well. Actually, he's walked 5 and given up 4 hits in 3 2/3. How are they going to trade Johnny Cueto pitching like that?
You can't do it.
2-1.
Just can't pull it off. Let's wait and see.
Somebody will take it.
I think you're angling.
Now 3-1. Singleton does take a lot of pitches, doesn't he?
You know what? And he's doing a nice job laying off pitches out of the strike zone here. But I do want to see John kind of become that guy that he certainly was at Fresno this year, the guy that drives in more runs than others around him.
Anthony Bass is warming up for Texas. There's one into left center field, and a running catch by Rua. Runners have to hold. That's out number 2. It looked good off the bat, but Rua closed the gap on it.
It's a fine play in left field, no question. But Evan Gaddis has his head down right now. He knows that he made a base running mistake. Any fly ball, line drive or otherwise, to the outfield, make sure you're able to get back to the bag in the event that it's caught and score on the sac fly. That's deep enough to score a man. But Evan Gaddis was not back at the bag.
Jake Marisnik now. He bounced into a forced play in the second inning. Yeah, the first move, if you're that base runner at third, would be back to the base, and you would have plenty of time to score if the ball was down for a hit.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's a tough dance sometimes, but it's one that you can see the body reaction from Evan Gaddis. He knew he had made a mistake.
Yes, you could. Missing, and it's 2-0. A lot of rumors are circulating about that San Diego Padre team being broken up after just being put together over the winter.
Breaking up the Pods?
Now 3-0, and Gallardo continues to struggle. He has had a very rough inning.
Yes, quite an article about how a man can ruin a franchise in a matter of, well, I don't know if it said weeks or months, or days, but I thought that was a little harsh. Certainly A.J. Preller out in San Diego trying to put together a winner instantly.
Foul ball. Marisnik swinging on 3-0. Pulls it foul.
Got a lot of praise early on for the guys he brought in.
Well, he did.
I kind of wondered, I won't name names, but he made some good choices and maybe some that haven't worked out.
Matt Kemp has not worked out.
Yep, there's a name.
But one who would, and he's headed for free agency, be a big trade chip for some team, is Justin Upton, the outfielder.
He's a heck of a player.
Yes.
And I thought that was a great acquisition.
He would be a big bat for some team to acquire. Tyson Ross would be a nice acquisition for somebody. Orisnik goes to 3-2. I've even seen James Shields' name. They just signed him to a 4-year deal. That would seem highly improbable, wouldn't it?
Well, if you feel like you're out of it and you're in a rebuild, you'd probably unload James Shields. But I'll say this: he, along with winning, he's the kind of guy that brings other pitchers in the right direction, in my opinion.
Orisnik with a grounder, Beltre throwing him out to end a very productive Houston third inning. 3-run scoring on 5 consecutive hits. 2-men left. Correa with the RBI double. Rasmus 2-run homer. 3-0 Houston. Carlos Correa with a good play to his left over to Singleton. Jose Altuve up the middle, a bare hand play. And here's Altuve with a backhand jump throw to get Fielder. Ash was talking about the plays the Astros have made on Fielder. There's a good one on the third baseman Luis Valbuena as well. And now it's 3-0 Houston. We go to the 4th inning and Fielder leads it off. That's an inside pitch, ball 1. Fielder hit the ball to left field for a double in the 1st inning.
Fielder hit that rocket at Correa that Correa somehow knocked down and got the final out of game 1 of the series, enabling the Astros to hang on and win it. This guy is a good hitter. He's not just that power threat.
Correa was positioned very well to make those plays on Fielder. 1-2. A.J. Hinch talking about that after the game Friday night. The positioning was what allowed Correa to do that because the ball was absolutely scorched. Now 2-2. Dodgers 1, Nationals nothing. Los Angeles scored in the 4th inning. They're now in the bottom of the 6th with Zach Greinke on the mound doing his thing.
Has he still got that scoreless string going?
You know, we're going to have to check on that. There's the call going Prince Fielder's way, and it's 3-2 on the check swing. Call made by Tony Randazzo. 5 innings today for Greinke. 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. His ERA currently is at 1.33, and he's a little bit better today than Max Scherzer so far. Fielder strikes out. That's number 6 for Keuchel.
The other pitchers with the Astros and likely around Major League Baseball would like to know, what did you do to get that guy?
You bet they would. He performed a little surgical measure there on him.
Does that quite often too.
Adrian Beltre struck out to end the 1st with a runner at second base. That's strike 1. Got to be frustrating for a hitter to take a pitch like that. But Dallas is kind of in the Greg Maddux category of keeping hitters so twisted in their thinking that he can throw a very mediocre pitch right down the middle of the plate and the guy will take it. He seems to know when the guy's going to take.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. You paint long enough and guys start thinking all he's going to do is paint, and there comes one right down the middle and you freeze.
In the dirt. 1-2. That's why we call him Keuchel.
Very nice. Yes. I don't know who hit upon that one, but that's a good one.
Carl Patterson brought that out.
Carl's the one, huh?
Yeah. Foul ball keeps the count at 1-2 strikes with Josh Hamilton on deck. Keuchel's corner's been a great section in that left field area. Fans have really grown in numbers, and We see a lot of those orange T-shirts out again today. So every home start for Dallas Keuchel, that is available along with the beards and the T-shirts for you.
I'd have to play one of the beardless parts there. I don't think I could take the heat of that thing.
You've donned the beard already this
Well,
year.
we did it for a brief while. This guy has done it for a lengthy span of his life, as have a few other people. Wow.
That's a real one there. In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There are many imitations in that section, but a few real ones as well.
As imitations go, that's rather impressive.
Yeah. He's grown the sideburns to fit right in. Ground ball to third, Valbuena. Fans come prepared to sit in that section and go hair for weeks.
Houston Methodist helps us get to know who's it going to be today. Dallas Keuchel, of course. Favorite movie, Mr. Brooks. Favorite meal, my mom's chili and spaghetti. He's got to say something from his mom, right? Hidden talent. I'm a pretty good video game player. Invite me for some chili and spaghetti.
Oh, yeah. Josh Hamilton single to center field on a broken bat hit in the second inning. Fouls that one for strike 1. It's 5-5. Miami and Philadelphia playing in the 5th inning in Philly. And Cole Hamels is getting roughed up. He's allowed 8 hits and 5 earned runs in 3 innings. And Herron going from Miami. Reading today a note about former Astro Jared Cosart with Miami being examined for more dizziness problems.
Has he been doing the Jason Day thing?
No, but he was on the DL, remember, for vertigo earlier this year. And he came back from that. 1-2. Jason Day has vertigo.
Well, he actually dropped on a golf course a week or 2 ago.
That's right. We ought to have a segment, Know Your Golfers.
Yeah. I think I'd fail you there, too.
No, you'd be the man on that. Swing and a miss by Hamilton. He chased, and he strikeout victim number 7. 3-0 Houston. By Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Inside cool Minute Maid Park, the Astros got hot in the 3rd inning. They scored 3 runs to take a 3-0 lead. They've put together 6 hits in this game, and 4 of them have been extra base hits. Jason Castro leads it off. He's 0 for 1. And the off-speed pitch dips low. He swings and misses. Strike 1. Giovanni Gallardo trying to regroup after that 3rd inning assault by the Astros. Back-to-back doubles by Tucker and Correa. 2-run homer by Rasmus. A single by Ganis. And Valbuena double. He did leave the 2 men on base as he retired Singleton and Marisnik. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Ranger bullpen has the highest ERA in the American League, 4.14. So a manager tends to stay with a starter like Gallardo as long as he possibly can. It's 2-1. Pirates and Brewers are scoreless. They're in the top of the 5th at Milwaukee. Taylor Youngman going for the Brewers against Jeff Locke.
I'm curious to hear how some of these teams are going to fare that decided that they don't want their starters to face a batting order more than twice through. And now start working that bullpen. I need to see how that works out.
Is Tampa Bay one of those clubs?
Yes. Yeah, that's what they were doing in that 3-game sweep. And that bullpen was just steady throwing.
We'll check that out come mid-August. It's 3-2. There aren't too many playoff teams without good bullpens.
Gotta have it.
Castro takes, and it's strike 3. He was on his way to first base, and he got the Will Little call.
Jason Castro has seen a lot of close pitches this year that he hasn't been in agreement with the calls on, and this one, I don't know if a seam or two catch that strike zone, but that's a really close pitch.
Jose Altuve is next. He's 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly ball. Jose has 101 hits this year. There is strike 1. In the air to right field, Hamilton. 2 outs.
Let's play Name That Astro, brought to you by your local Honda dealer. 67 through 75 with the Astros, 5 consecutive Gold Gloves. Managed 3 major league teams. Nickname in Spanish, El Gallo Rojo. Tweet Alcanash or Brownie TW with your answers.
5 straight Gold Gloves.
El Gallo Rojo.
Yeah.
I got to know.
Okay.
I don't remember referring to one of my teammates or any of the guys through the years as that.
No, that's a pretty good question. Now we're wondering who that could be. Tucker doubled to right and scored. He's 1 for 2. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Filtering through my limited remaining Spanish. Gallo, is that the what is that?
Not sure.
Oh, that should be helpful.
No. 1 and 2.
So it's the red something.
Oh, I know who it is.
Do you? That brought it to you.
The Red Rooster.
Oh man! And he won Gold Gloves with those hands.
We can't give it away though.
Okay.
People will be contacting us via Twitter, and we can identify those who accurately answer this question. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Yes, he did do some managing. I would have loved to have been in those clubhouse meetings.
He was also known when he played semi-pro hockey under a fictitious name of Dominic Bolganzio. By the way, the players are not allowed to do things like play hockey when they're under Major League Baseball contracts, but he did that under an assumed name, Dominic Bolganzio.
You know, I used to hear that story about him. I never believed it, but that's true, huh?
You know who tells the story, and you'll be seeing him soon in Kansas City, the Hall of Fame broadcaster of the Royals, Denny Matthews, because he was playing hockey against him.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I'll bet Denny got just crushed by this guy.
In the air to left field, Ryan Rua moving in. And after 4, the Astros lead it 3-0.
Astros on top 3-0 as we move to the 5th. Join us at the Legends Luncheon presented by Houston Methodist on Sunday, August 15th. Enjoy lunch with Astros alumni and coaches, including members of the 2005 National League Championship roster, while celebrating the 10th anniversary of that team. For more information, go to astros.com/legends luncheon or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Bart. We have a lot of accurate answers to our Who Am I Astros question. Those folks out there might know as well. Ryan Rua leads it off in the 5th inning, 3-0 Astros. Cody Barker got it. Harry Kleinman, Susan Pittman, Greg Thurston, Randy Cunningham. Ball 1 to Rua. He struck out. Luis Trevino got it. Stephen Fort Worth. Michael from Texas. V. Jody Matthews, all with the correct answer. That luncheon, by the way, Bart talked about, is on Saturday, August 15th, we understand. It's 2-0. Ground ball to Correa, 2-hopper. So that's Saturday, August 15th, not Sunday. Agate out number 1. Andrus will be the batter. Dallas Keuchel shoots for win number 12 of the season.
Apparently these who's that Astro? They're just too easy right now. We need something more challenging.
Okay. Do you want to make up the next question?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm sure I could come up with an El Gallo Rojo.
Well, maybe we should do them all in Spanish. Ball 1 to Andrus. Chris Zupan got it. Chris Octor, Jerry Newberry. Rosalinda Medellin, however, is incorrect with her answer.
Cesar Cedeno.
Yeah, that's not right. Bill 7 got it right.
Which Bill are you?
Bill 248. 2 balls and a strike. What do you suppose the most popular name is right now for a baby?
North.
3 balls and a strike. You got buzzed.
And no, I don't watch that show.
Jake Marisnick's in right center field. Little tap. Keuchel handles and throws him out.
July 19th, 1966, in the first game ever played on an all-AstroTurf field. Jimmy Wynn and Dick Farrell both hit 3-run homers in an 8-2 win over Philadelphia. Farrell is also the winning pitcher in a complete game win that day. And that's the MD Anderson, this moment in history.
Turk Farrell. He was quite a character.
Pretty good hitter for a pitcher, right?
I think so. Jimmy Wynn was a very good hitter for any position.
That he was.
Adam Rosales is 0 for 1. Keuchel has been stringing together the outs 11 in a row since the leadoff single by Hamilton in the second. And there's ball 1. Royals 2, White Sox nothing. Bottom of the 6th in Chicago at U.S. Cellular. Danny Duffy is handcuffing the White Sox, and Chris Sale. Lorenzo Cain hit his 10th home run. It came off Sale. That Kansas City club clipping right along, Ash, at 54 and 35.
Are they that good?
No.
You know, you get these 3-game glimpses, and the Astros took 3 straight against the Royals, but I don't know how much of a true tale that gives you.
2 balls and a strike. Keuchel leads all major league pitchers in assists and total chances. He just got another one. Gets a swing there, and it's 2-2.
I'm starting to think maybe the Royals did need 8 position players on the All-Star team.
Oh, with that kind of a record. They're threatening to run away from the AL Central. They have a 5-game lead on the Twins right now.
Yeah, if it weren't for the mighty Twins.
Struck him out. That's 8 punch-outs for Dallas Keuchel. 12 straight. He's retired with a 3-0 lead. Bringing the lumber, presented by Yellowwood. Well, this was a long, deep drive to left center field yesterday by Carlos Correa. There was a shutout underway through 6 for Colby Lewis until Correa cranked that one just to the right of the balcony where the ConocoPhillips pump is.
No, he likes to hit balls where the really big boys put them.
Yes, he does. Correa batting and taking ball 1 as inning number 5 gets underway for the Astros. The bullpen is busy for the Rangers with right-hander Anthony Renato. Correa has a walk and an RBI double in this one. In for a strike, 1-1. More correct answers coming as you see Renato warming up from our Who Am I contest. Vanessa Stewart got it. Michael Singletary, former linebacker for the Bears.
Head coach, don't forget that part of the
right. That's right.
Career.
Brandon got it. Michael McFarland, former catcher with the Royals, got it. Ron Richardson came up with the answer, as did Jerry Muir. John Moreno got it. Zach Beal and Jesse Drucker. Ground ball into left center field. Sharply hit by Correa. He's been on all 3 times. The exit velocity off his bat is one of the highest in baseball.
This ball exited the infield quite quickly too, and that shift program for the Texas Rangers at the moment not working all that well.
He barreled that one. Correa 2 for 2 with a walk. He's aboard for Rasmus. Colby lined to first and homered to right, a 2-run shot. He's now 7 for 21 with 2 career homers off Gallardo. Gaddis is on deck. Mets in St. Louis are scoreless, top of the 6th. That's ball 1. Mary Finger got it. I believe Mary's going to head for Cooperstown next weekend. Those flights should be full. Oh, close play there at first. Cooperstown is not an easy place to reach.
You know, I've been there and I couldn't tell you what airport we went into.
Possibly Albany or maybe Syracuse.
Boy. Been a while back. Don't recall.
Scott got the answer. Rolando Sarita got it, as did Mick Ochoa and Bradley Sanborn.
Bradley Sanborn, that's got to be a movie star, right?
Sounds like one.
That drinks coffee.
Chris Ramon, Brad Ryan. Bev is back. Derek Graves. Where did Bev go? We don't know. Omar Rodriguez and David Jenkins, Michael David Savage, all got the answer. 2 balls, no strikes. Clayton Sartor, however, is incorrect. Tab Taylor got it right.
I wonder if Bev feels bad that nobody knew she was gone.
She'll have to provide the missing links to that story for us.
Yeah.
Rasmus looks at ball 3. 3-0 to Colby. And this has been the all too familiar refrain today for Giovanni Gallardo, falling behind the hitters. Ethan Hughes needs to try again. Ethan did not come up with the correct answer, but Jeff Langseth did. That's a strike. We have an outrageous guess and a wrong one from Jake today. He's saying it's Pete Rose.
Jake wearing his khakis?
He is wearing his khakis at 4 o'clock in the morning. Foul back, 3-2. Shane from Magnolia has the correct answer. And so does Bennett Sykes.
Deep thoughts with Bennett Sykes.
Seattle and the Yankees are tied 1-1. They're now in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the throw goes over again on Correa. Correa's 5 for 5 in steals. Boy, these two teams were so energized by that game last night. It was really high quality baseball as far as hitting in the late innings. Foul back. 3-2.
Good pitching tends to de-energize bats, though.
Doesn't it, though? It's been a pretty quiet day for the Rangers hitters. Somebody made an excellent play, and he's getting some attention from an usher after making that catch. King Felix out after 6 innings of 1-run baseball for Seattle today against CC Sabathia. He had those same numbers. Seattle leads it 2-1 in the 8th. Correa goes, and it's foul back. Carlos has been drawing a lot of throws to first base. That time he took off. We'll have to see what the next meeting between these two teams brings now. Is it a true rivalry after last night? What do you think, Ash?
You know, I have felt all along that there was no rivalry whatsoever between the two clubs. I'm not sure there is, but I have a feeling at least one player might be on the minds of some of the guys.
Runner going, and it's ball 4. Name that Astro, and it's time for the answer. So many of you have provided the correct answer. Let's show everybody else. Who am I with the Astros back in the mid-70s? 67 through 75, 5 straight Gold Gloves. El Gallo Rojo, the Red Rooster, Doug Rader.
May I just tell you, I had the pleasure of playing with Doug Rader at least part of one season. I have never met a stronger, more capable of being insane guy in all of my life.
So that's brought to you by your local Honda dealer, the capably insane Doug Rader. 3-0 Astros. Back in a moment. By either manager in this game is made by Jeff Bannister of the Rangers, and he's gone to the bullpen for Anthony Renato.
You can see he's only pitched in 3 games, so some of the numbers probably don't mean much. The ERA up over 5.5 in only 12 1/3 innings of work, and he's allowed a home run. The Astros have an inning going here and can open this game. Maybe time to let it fly.
Renato, formerly with the Boston Red Sox, coming into this 3-0 game, was traded for Robbie Ross when he joined Texas in January. He's from Freehold, New Jersey, and pitched for LSU. And in fact, he clinched the 09 College World Series game. And now it's Gaddis. Evan is 2 for 2. Both singles have been ground balls to the left of the shortstop, but now in a double play configuration, that shortstop is just about where he hit both of his ground ball singles. And Renato throws. It's strike 1 call. Renato was a sandwich pick in the draft after the first round in 2010. Good day going for Gaddis. Last year, Renato with Boston was 4-3. His ERA was 4.81 for 39 innings of work. One and 1 to count. We have more Twitter traffic, Ash, clearing up a few inconsistencies for us.
Inconsistencies?
Well, we didn't know what Bev is back meant. We're informed it stands for Patrick Beverly. Okay.
Oh.
I guess Patrick is. He didn't go anywhere. Did he? 1 and 2.
I think he's always been in place.
Maybe the Bahamas or something.
Briefly.
Kevin Taylor tells us he followed Doug Rader to his car one night in '71, and Rader pulled out a cooler of beer.
So then,
no further.
That's it. Well, that's
the
quietest night Doug has ever had in his life.
Runner goes for third, and it's foul back as Correa took off. Still 1 and 2.
Doug Rader, the guy that was known to try to pay for a toll on the road with a fish.
Yeah, he did. He threw a dead fish in the toll booth box.
Now, he was so big and strong, and he just had more fun with life than most people should be allowed to, and it just added up to kind of scary at times.
It was scary for Norm Miller, his roommate.
Didn't he get hung out a window?
Yeah, a lot of things happened with Norm. Foul back. It's still 1 and 2. Bill 7 has nominated Charlie Kerfeld for the most insane Astro.
Well, you know what? They'd be in competition. But when it's all said and done, I know who the king is.
You have a right. Gaddis swings at it. It's a foul tip and a strikeout. Number one. And now A.J. Hinch might have thought that ball bounced. We'll see.
I think that's Evans' contention.
Will Little is now reversing the call, and it is not a foul tip. It's a foul ball. A foul tip is a ball that strikes the bat and goes directly into the catcher's mitt.
Ooh, I don't know if he touched that ball.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah. I think Evan has gained another life here.
It might have.
Yeah. Certainly did the stand your ground thing at this point.
Well, he still has life. With a 1-2 count. Now, if you've already put a strikeout on your scorecard, you can be assured that he's going to hit a 2-run triple here.
White out.
At second base, Ned Odor moved in and Renato backed away. Let's face it, anything Odor does today is going to draw boos. If he goes to the water cooler, he will be booed.
How long does it carry over?
It's going to be a while before the Rangers are back here. September, maybe. Ground ball goes foul. We'll check on that. The Astros will be at Texas August 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and they will be at Texas September 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. The Rangers come here again at the very end of the season, September 25th, 26th, 27th. That's when Rougned Odor will be playing his next games here, presumably.
And the bat flip competition will continue.
That one hit Gaddis, and now the bases are loaded with one out.
So Gaddis, in the long run, survived to get hit by a pitch.
The ball just bounces off him.
Hits the redwood, and was that a gnat?
Yeah, that was a little bug bite. Second time he's been hit this year. His forearms are as big as the bat.
It's a strong fella, isn't he?
Yeah. Bases loaded for Valbuena. With nobody out, he had a double last time up, 1 for 2. Ball one. Big game tonight in Anaheim. Matches the Red Sox and the Angels. Eduardo Rodriguez against Hector Santiago tonight. Pitches up, and it's 2-1. That, by the way, is a 4-game series, Ash. So the Red Sox will be staying over for Monday night.
We got that game tomorrow.
The Astros are off tomorrow.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of having played more games than most of the other teams at this time of the year.
Fouled away. 2-1. And Monday night, Boston has listed its starter as TBA, while it's Andrew Heaney for the Angels. Heaney 3-0 with a 1.32 ERA for that Angels club.
Well, maybe that's part of the reason they've been so hot recently.
They have been pitching lights out so far in the first 2 games since the break with shutouts. Fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Valbuena has driven in 1 run in his last 14 games, trying to rev it up right here in this bases loaded, nobody out opportunity. Hector Santiago, by the way, didn't make the All-Star team, but he has been pretty strong in the first half of the year, so he'll take the ball tonight for the Angels with a 2.33 ERA. Ground ball pass past Odor into center field. Scoring Correa. Scoring Rasmus. It's 5-0 on a 2-run single by Valbuena. That's 38 runs batted in for Valbuena.
While Valbuena was jogging down to first base, he was encouraging everybody else to run. But I tell you what, that's a nice hit for the club.
Check out the bat flip.
Turns the 3-0 game into a 5-0 game. And yeah, we've got a serious competition going on.
Interesting. Two runners cross the plate. And it's 5-0. 5 runs on 8 hits with Singleton the batter. Singleton is 0 for 1 with a walk. There's strike one. What is the perception among players of the bat flip?
You know, I can't speak to that anymore. And a lot of that comes down to how good a player the guy might be. I mean, some guys can get away with things. Some can't.
Left fielder comes in, Rua. The center fielder to Shields makes the catch.
I always used to laugh about Enos Cabell. Heck of a player. Great leader. And he could get away with more things on the field that other guys would get drilled for. But you know, he somehow earned that respect with everybody.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yes, sir.
Number 28. Long ball hitter. Colby might want that little girl here for all of his games. Jake Marisnick 0 for 2. Strike one to Jake. Colby Rasmus wearing number 28. The little baby wearing number 28. We think that might be his daughter.
He's had family around in recent times, some on the road.
Cute little girl. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, it's a big crowd here for a Sunday. A lot of people in the upper deck. Expected crowd was mid-30s or so. We don't have an announcement yet on what the actual attendance is today. Last night's crowd was 41,000 plus. Throw to first. Diving back in, Valbuena.
Robinson Chirinos likes to throw from behind the plate, and he's good at it. So it's a base runner beware with him behind the dish.
Close play. Good job by Rosales of getting in position to make that tag.
Look at that. Valbuena looking at Chirinos.
It's got a little swagger.
We've got some strong competitors in this matchup.
This is fun. 3 balls and a strike. Well, what we were hearing from the two different sides were, you know, the Astros side indicating the umpire said let's play, and Odor was listening to what Hank Conger had said, let's go, and he didn't get in the box, and he was questioning, what did you say to me? There's the walk to Marisnick. 4th walk of the day for the pitching staff of the Rangers. Now the bases are loaded again for Jason Castro. And the Rangers side was saying, well, why doesn't the umpire tell the hitter to get in the box? There were still 5 seconds left on the time clock before that time was up to get in the box. So why would the catcher be telling him instead of the umpire? Why should he have to take his directive from a player? So that was the angle of the Rangers.
I'm not sure which side I want to take on that one.
Well, I guess you'd have to be there to really know the actual story, right?
I know, I've been there when I've actually told a guy to Get in the box.
And
let's go.
What was the response?
He told me he was going to take the bat to my head.
Oh, interesting.
And I really didn't see that as an appropriate response.
No. Well, from Hank Conger's viewpoint, the pitcher was ready to pitch. Josh Fields. Let's go. Jason Castro with the bases loaded now. 0 for 2 today. There's ball one. And then we're thinking also back to a couple of other episodes prior to that. The slide at second base by Odor and the bat flip by Odor on his 2-run homer preceded the conversation at home plate with Conger. So do you suppose maybe Conger and the Astros were already just a little fed up with the antics, and that might have played into it perhaps?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. And we just had the shot of Valbuena down at first base. And when that sort of theatric is in play, people tend to get a little bent.
So it may have been a series of events that really brought things to a head last night. 2 balls and a strike. And then Fielder, acting apparently as a policeman initially, trying to prevent things from escalating, rushed up to home plate, tried to get between Conger and Odor, and seemingly was trying to calm things down, but then wound up pushing A.J. Hinch. So there was a reversal there.
Yeah, and what if you had a rule in place that says nobody approaches the area where there might be a potential scuffle? I don't think anything would have happened at all had it not been pushed into a rumble there by everybody coming out of the dugouts.
Very good point. Anytime somebody's running from the on-deck circle to home plate while he's not batting, that could be potentially an inflammatory situation.
I thought the home plate umpire had things handled for that brief instant before Fielder got there. And yes, he was trying to do the right thing. It didn't continue.
At strike 3 call, and Castro again is caught looking for the second straight time.
Sure looked like a good pitch. You know, it's a callable pitch is the thing you can say. You never want to be the hitter that gets that pitch with a couple of strikes on you.
Anthony Bass is warming up again for Texas. Jose Altuve 0 for 3 today. 1 grand slam for his career this season. 2 for 9 with the bases loaded. There's ball one. Cliff Saunders was hosting the post-game talk show last night on KBME 790 AM in Houston after the Astros broadcast, and he reminded us that Prince Fielder once went over after a game in Los Angeles. There had been a fracas. He went over to the clubhouse doors of the Dodgers clubhouse and challenged Dodgers to come out and fight. I don't think there were any takers.
And everybody was drying their hair at the time.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, there are some players that you probably don't want to mess with. I think that might be one of them.
He might be near the top of the list. Breaking ball is called, strike 2. 1 and 2 for Renato. Yankees beat the Mariners rather, 2-1. Dylan Betances the winner. Fernando Rodney, who's been struggling, lost his 4th of the year, and Andrew Miller got his 20th save. And that Hernandez-Sabathia matchup in tight on Altuve. 2-2 to Jose. He's the 8th Astro to bat here in this 5th inning. The Yankees continue to roll. Mark Teixeira hit his 23rd homer. It came in the 8th inning off Fernando Rodney, and that wound up being the game-deciding home run. Yankees are now 50-41. The Mariners are now 8 games under 500, 42-50. Fouled away. Well, you'd have to imagine that the general managers around Major League Baseball are in constant touch with each other, at least Not necessarily every club, but making the rounds, canvassing teams, trying to close in on possible deals. They still have a couple of weeks before the deadline. Doesn't mean they couldn't make a deal at any time, but usually deadlines drive deals.
I'm sure early offers are on the hilarious side.
Fly ball deep right field, measured by Hamilton for out number 3, and the Astros add to their lead with 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 3. They're up 5-0 after 5. This is powered by Kubota, showing you that the folks in Keuchel's corner have been rooting on another outstanding performance by a man who's trying to win his 12th of the year. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts. He's retired 12 in a row. He has been on an unbelievably sustained roll this year.
Starts the day leading the league in ERA and not hurting his cause there a bit. Game has not been a Keuchel-like pace. It hasn't been his fault at all, but I wonder how that impacts Dallas.
He has had long waits on the bench, while the Astros have really seen a lot of pitches. For his standpoint, through 5, he's thrown 72 pitches, 45 for strikes. That was a 29-minute bottom of the 5th for the Astros. So Dallas may have done some stretching.
It's all well and fine when you're putting runs on the board, as the Astros have, but there's the other side. Does it fit in exactly the way Keuchel would like to go back out to the hill?
He throws another strike, and it's 1-1 to Chirinos. Keuchel got the first 2. He gave up a 2-out first-inning double to Fielder, and then a leadoff second-inning single to Hamilton. Those are the only 2 hits he's allowed. Off-speed pitch missing, takes the count to 2-1. He's gone at least 6 innings in 30 consecutive starts. That's the longest active streak in the majors. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He was chatting before last night's game, Ash, about that experience of pitching in the All-Star game Tuesday night, and what a great experience it was for him. And we talked about that feeling of being on the big stage, and he had said the only thing he could imagine that would be a better feeling would be pitching in a World Series game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and that would be a different sensation because he would be pitching for his team in Houston, not his team, the American League, and there'd be in effect more at stake, but nonetheless just a similar all eyes on you type of experience as the All-Star game. He gets a strikeout. That's number 9.
Follow the Astros all season with MLB.com. At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet.
Delino DeShields is 0 for 2. He grounded out up the middle and struck out looking.
Brownie, you were talking about Dallas Keuchel in the All-Star experience. One thing that occurs to me when you look back to All-Star games, you're looking at the stats or anything, just history on All-Star games. One of the things you will see right away is who the starting pitchers were. And Dallas will always be remembered as that starting pitcher at least once for the American League All-Star squad.
Big honor. Foul back. And in the stories about the selection by Ned Yost, remember when Dallas pitched against Kansas City here and shut them out? Yost was saying, well, he would have clinched the starting spot for me in the All-Star game if he had pitched 5 very strong innings, no matter what happened after that. He was my guy as I watched him pitch. That's what I was thinking. Well, he did even better than that and became that selection. At the time, we kind of wondered, well, is this an audition for the starting spot with Ned Yost?
Of course, when you're talking Astros Royals, that matchup is 6 times a year. And I thought maybe a Chris Sale that was going to be seen a whole lot more by the skip of the All-Star game would be a guy that might be favored more to be the starter. But I'm really glad that it turned out to be Dallas, and he pitched so well.
That is strike 3. DeShields for the second time today caught looking, and now hands on hips really showing up the umpire. That's not going to win him too much favor with the umpiring crew. That's 10 strikeouts for Keuchel.
See Dallas with a little shake of the head like, you're kidding me. That pitch is out of the strike zone, but very close. And all you can always say is, with 2 strikes, expand your zone a little bit. Nice job by Jason Castro.
Now it's Rougned Odor with strike 1. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Infield shifting, playing him to pull. And tight, and it's 1-1. Such an honor that Dallas was named that all-star starter after being the opening day starter this year. And then if this team goes to postseason, that will continue. Just a glorious year for Dallas. He has come so far, and he deserves all the credit for his development.
How many saw it coming? I would contend not many. And you go back just a couple of years, 2013, he finished that year 6-10 with a 5.15 ERA, and then came Brent Strom.
In the dirt, 2-2. So he went from 6-10 with a 5.15, as you mentioned, to 12-9 with a 2.93, and now 11-4 with a 2.23. So a win today would tie his biggest victory total for a full major league season, and it's July 19th. Swing and a miss, and an Odor strikeout. That's number 11, and the Astros lead it 5-0 in the 6th.
For our progressive fan of the game, I saw you guys up in the booth celebrating MC, the lovely MC's birthday earlier, but we got another one. Michaela Harrison is 17 today. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You got some pictures or some autographs before the game, did you?
Yes, sir.
With who?
Lance McCullers and Carlos Correa.
Outstanding. Correa's not much older than you.
No.
So what's the best part about celebrating your birthday here at Minute Maid?
Watching the Astros prove they're the best team in Texas.
Absolutely. Well, you know, you turn 18 next year, right? So this is next year. It's start paying taxes and all that. Yeah, it's all downhill after that.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Well, you're in prime foul ball territory here, so I'm going to let you turn around and watch the game instead of talking to me. But you are our Progressive Insurance fan of the game.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Bart. 5-0 Astros. Preston Tucker fouled back the first pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tucker 1 for 3. He triggered that 3-run rally in the 3rd inning with a 1-out double to right field. He shoots this one by a diving Beltre into left field. An opposite field hit for Tucker and a 2 for 4 day for Preston.
You may recall earlier in the ball game I was talking about Prince Fielder and the way he would bring the barrel of the bat right to the ball. Look at this one. That's the way you hit it the other way. And that's the way you take advantage of shifts. That is pretty hitting.
Good angle on the camera work, too, to show you that opposite field hit from that opposite field angle and how little reaction time Beltre had on a hard hit ball. Correa has been on all 3 times, a walk, an RBI double, and a single. 2 runs scored for Carlos. Ball 1. Quite a series for Correa, 5 for 10. The Astros trying to win their 30th at home. They're 29-17. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Their 50 wins have come in 93 games. 69 games to go. This is win number 51, and 68 remaining after this one. How many would be necessary to reach the playoffs? 87, 88? What do you think?
The way the Angels are playing right now, you could start pushing that number a little higher than that, potentially.
And your point is that any team would certainly rather win the division than the wild card, because
yes,
the 2 wild card teams play each other in a 1-game playoff.
Might as well flip a coin. That's such a tough spot to be put in. And if you do wind up in that spot and win it, a lot of times you're kind of wasting that pitcher you would like to start things out with in a longer series.
Sure.
But it's an entry to the dance potentially.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, from where the Astros have been the last few years, certainly a playoff spot looks very desirable in no matter what form, but winning the division is so much better. Three balls, 2 strikes to Correa. Their clubhouse is just very dynamic right now. There's a lot of closeness among the players. That's been the case all year. Started in spring training. Runner going, and it's foul.
It's a glimpse between those two players of possibly a lot of the Astros' future. But Carlos Correa, there's no possibly about it. He is the real deal. And you hope that Preston Tucker and others are able to be a part of a very bright future.
Tucker takes off. It's in tight for ball 4. Correa's on for the 4th straight time. He's walked twice in this game to give him 9 walks for the year.
And now the Mako big hit of the game, which was Mr. Colby Rasmus. A bit earlier in today's ballgame, Colby does what he does so well. Yanks one down around the knees and sends it out near the foul pole. That was a big one. Made it 3-0. Took a 1-0 game, turned it 3-0. The Astros have added a couple more and trying to just break this thing open now.
Gaddis on deck as Rasmus bats and fouls it for strike 1. In addition to that 2-run homer you just saw, he's lined to first and walked and scored. Pitch is upstairs to Colby. It's 1-1 to him. Rasmus, a .233 hitter here at Minute Maid Park. The home run was his 5th at home this season. Of course, his former place of employment, Toronto, a much better place to hit home runs. It's 2-1. The Astros could play .500 ball and wind up about 86 wins from this point on. And sometimes people fall into the trap of buying into that and assuming that that is the worst a team can play. Far from true.
See last road trip.
True. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's a battle every day you go out on the field. And you know, you were down there and feel the emotions last night and preparing for today's game. These teams are hot after each other. It's not only a game of baseball, it gets personal.
Yeah, this series has had a different feel to it because of that. Rasmus is down on strikes. That's out number 1.
I used to always love the old term that they would call baseball hardball, because sometimes on the field that's exactly what it is. It's just a game of hardball, and some very tough, outstanding athletes going after each other. This game can be perceived as not that tough a game. Try it on a daily basis.
Evan Gaddis has been on all 3 times. 2 singles, and he was hit by a pitch. 24-year-old Anthony Renato on the mound in relief of Giovanni Gallardo. Breaking pitch, strike 1. Gallardo in 4 innings plus allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, walking 3, fanning 1. Gallardo came into this game 14-3 lifetime against Houston. Fastball off the plate, evens the count at 1-1. Gaddis takes a wide one. It's 2 balls and a strike to Evan. Three and 1 to Evan Gaddis. Buena's on deck. Big swing, and it's 3-2 to Evan. 51 pitches for Renato. This takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded on the second walk of the inning, and 3rd overall for Renato. Mike Maddox out to the mound before Valbuena bats. Valbuena's 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in.
I don't know what the message obviously would be here from Mike Maddox, but I would sure include, let's see if you can pick up your pace. See what you can do to help yourself and your teammates behind you. And stay off the top of fences.
Yeah. You don't want Orbit to pick up his pace up on that fence. Jeff Bannister in his first year as a major league manager after years as a bench coach, coming from the Pirates in the NL Central, where that division was hotly contested. Got off to a 7-14 start in April. May a complete reversal, 19-11. A winning record in June, but now 3-9 in July. Valbuena calls time, steps away. There's a shot at the right field line. Another hit for Valbuena. Tucker scores. Correa is coming to the plate. It's 7-0. Valbuena's driven in 4.
That might be the crusher on the Texas Rangers. Don't want to stop there, but Luis Valbuena, as you talk about it, Brownie, with the 4 RBIs, a couple of huge swings for the Astros here this afternoon in their endeavor to make it 2 out of 3 against Texas. Try to get closer to evening the season series between the 2 teams.
3 hits and 4 runs batted in, and a big day for Valbuena. 7-0 with Singleton batting. Gaddis went to 3rd on that 2-run single. And it's ball 1. Singleton 0 for 2 with a walk. 7 runs on 10 hits for Houston. No runs on 2 hits for Texas. The Astros have stranded 8. The Rangers have left 2. In the air to center field. DeShields with Gaddis tagging at 3rd. In for the catch. Gaddis coming to the plate. He'll score easily. 8-0. Sac fly by Singleton. 4th RBI for Singleton.
Maybe not what John wanted, but still effective for the club. A little surprised that DeShields didn't launch some kind of a throw toward the plate.
Yeah, made no effort. Jake Marisnick is 0 for 2 with a walk. Back fly ball left field. Caught on the warning track by Rua. And the Astros tack on 3 in the 6th on 2 hits. They leave a man. They're up 8-0. Just 2 hits. He's retired 15 in a row. And he struck out Delino DeShields twice looking in the 6th inning. He got him for the 2nd time on this 3-2 pitch. DeShields standing there. Terrible body language, hands on hips, looking at the umpire out in front of home plate. Keuchel reacting by saying, "Go sit down," and then sit down.
Emphatically stating where he would like the previous hitter to go. Yeah, that's why this emotion is intense, and I wouldn't say that is reserved for a game where there is special emotion after a night like last night. That's kind of what the game is about.
Prince Fielder, the batter. That's ball 1 to him. He doubled in the 1st inning and struck out in the 4th. 15 straight Rangers have been set down by Keuchel. Foul ball takes the count to 1-1. This is the 31st game in a row Keuchel has worked at least 6 innings, longest active streak in the majors. Changeup makes it 1-2. Keuchel continues to demonstrate in every way that he's up for a big game. Struck him out. Number 12.
Blows never stop improving. We're talking about Dallas Keuchel, and boy, if he keeps getting better than this, no telling what we're going to be watching. But look at the numbers through the years from 2012 on up to today, and 11-4 this year, just spectacular. The ERA has gotten so much better. Last year was a great year for Dallas, make no mistake, and it could have been better on the numbers, but somewhere just leading into last season, he made a quantum leap forward.
Strike 1 to Beltre. 12 strikeouts now for Keuchel. That ties his career high. He did it against the Yankees here June 25th.
By the way, I'll say on Prince Fielder with that strikeout, 2nd time Fielder has been gotten today by Keuchel. He comes right inside, doesn't allow Prince to do what he did earlier in the game. Drop the head of the bat on the ball and shoot it to left field. Challenges him inside, and that might change the way Fielder approaches the hitting against Keuchel.
Certainly might. 0-2 to Beltre. That's what Keuchel does so well. He reads swings of hitters and makes those adjustments as games go along.
No, he's not a strikeout pitcher, but he sure looks like one today.
Pitch foul. Still 0-2 to Beltre. Keuchel nearing 100 pitches for the day. Will Harris is warming up for Houston. One ball, 2 strikes to Beltre. 36,532 the paid attendance. An excellent Sunday crowd on a day when the high temperature is expected to be 99. In the air, and Colby Rasmus tracks it, but won't get to it.
You know what, Brownie? This is not a bad place to maybe come hang out when the temperature is up there around almost 100 degrees.
Preferably indoors. Can you imagine back at Colt Stadium? Ooh. That's why they started playing Sunday night games. They were given permission by Major League Baseball because of the heat of a Sunday, July afternoon. Grounded foul, and that was ripped.
I bet that brought some challenges to the travel at that time.
You can only imagine. Keuchel now with the 12 strikeouts today has 126. He's in his 144th inning. He has walked only 34. To left field, Tucker over. Foul ball there.
When Keuchel's on his game, that last swing kind of tells you what you almost have to do at times to come up with a big hit against him. Or at least provide a souvenir. But just a flailing swing by Beltre to try to get something done.
Keuchel not scheduled to pitch again on this homestand, so if you're angling for a seat in Keuchel's corner, shoot for the end of the month when the Angels are here. Not sure if he'll pitch in that series. He struck him out for number 13, a new career high for a single game for Keuchel.
I wonder if coming into this year Dallas had any sense that he was going to become a phenomenon, because that's what he's becoming. .92 on the heater, bringing some gas.
Josh Hamilton's 1 for 2 in the air, and here's Valbuena and Castro moving for it. Castro with the catch. That's 18 in a row set down by Dallas Keuchel, who continues to pitch at the top level. And the Astros lead at 8-0. After God Bless America, we'll be moving to our commercial break. But first of all, today, USAA honors all of our service members at home and abroad. Enjoy the singing of God Bless America with us.
Salute and thank those who protect our freedoms around the world each and every day. Please join Miss Monica Pasley for the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Astros lead at 8-0. Thursday night is Young Professionals Night at every Astros home game. Connect with other young professionals from around Houston while enjoying an extended happy hour in the Bud Patio from 5 to 6:30 p.m. this Thursday, July 23rd. For more information, go to astros.com/youngprofessionals, or you can call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Back up to our two young professionals in the booth.
Wow. Thank you, Bart. To turn back the clock. Jason Castro leads it off, home 7th inning. 8-0 Astros. Castro is 0 for 3. And he fouls it back. There's strike one for Jason. That was Keuchel amazing today. 18 straight retired by Keuchel. This is his 11th start at home, and he's had quality starts in each and every one of them. Breaking pitch dips low. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Keuchel has allowed 3 runs once at home, and that was in 6 2/3 innings when he beat Colorado here 6-3. All the other starts he's allowed below 3 runs. His home ERA was 1.24 before this game, and he's lowered it. 2 balls and a strike. Astro puts it in the air, foul over into Keuchel's corner. 2-2. Crowds have been great this weekend. Castro's down on strikes. Third punch out for Renato. Boston's here Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday. Astros will go with Vince Velasquez Tuesday night, Colin McHugh Wednesday night, and Lance McCullers Thursday night. All 7-10 starts. Jose Altuve's 0 for 4 today. He wants to join in this hitting attack, which is at 10 hits for the day. Ball 1. Blue Jays shut out the Rays 4-0 today in Toronto. Estrada beat Archer. Blue Jays are 47-47, as are the Rays. 2 balls, no strikes.
Are the Yankees the class of that East?
They are right now. That's a shot into the left field corner. Altuve heads for second base. 4-game hitting streak for Jose. That's double number 19.
Good to see that quick bat that can turn the pitch inside and turn it around quickly down the left field line.
Altuve and Odor talking at second base. Preston Tucker's 2 for 4. Tucker has a double and a single. He's scored twice. This fly ball deep left field. We're watching, and that's a 2-run opposite field homer. Number 6 for Tucker. 10-0 Houston. Tucker now has driven in 23. 3-hit day for Tucker. Valbuena also has 3.
I'm not so sure when it's all said and done that may not be the strength of Preston Tucker, the ability to drive the ball the other way. He's shown this quite a bit. Right through the baseball. He's got plenty of power to utilize this ballpark.
Breakout day for the Astros. Chad Qualls warming up for Houston. Carlos Correa looks at strike 1. Correa's been on all 4 times. An RBI double, a single, and 2 walks for Carlos. He has scored 3. 1-1. An old-fashioned Texas blowout today. Curveball makes it 1-2. A home run, the second of the day for the Astros. Colby Rasmus hit a 2-run shot in the 3rd. That's 128 for the season in the 94th game. The Major League leading home run team. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tucker now with 6 homers. He still doesn't have 190 at bats yet this year. Ground ball to Beltre. 2 down. Tuesday's pitching matchup is presented by Chevron. Care for your car. We advance to the series with the Red Sox. Up from AAA, Brian Johnson makes his Major League debut, and Vince Velasquez returns to the Astros.
Really is that time of year when you start seeing more and more of the minor league guys coming up to pitch games.
Colby Rasmus with a 2-run homer and a walk takes strike 1. Yeah, and Velasquez and McCullers have been major contributors for the Astros. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. A.J. Hinch was asked during his media session before the game today about the innings targets for McCullers and Velasquez. He said, we have a number in mind, but we don't go public with that. 1 and 2. He said it's not imminent. And yet Velasquez was sent to AA Corpus Christi, has not pitched in a game there, but has pitched bullpens to try to limit his innings. Rasmus struck out in the 7th inning. It's 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Tucker, and the Astros stretch their lead to 10-0 after 7. Blowout underway, and looking back at the log of Dallas Keuchel, Ash, this is his 20th start of the season. Just another outstanding day for Dallas Keuchel. 7 of the 20 starts have resulted in 0 runs being allowed by Dallas Keuchel.
He's so consistent. He has just been as good as you could hope for in a staff ace. And then you bring along Lance McCullers and maybe Vince Velasquez and who knows what as some of the arms that go along with Colin McHugh and of course all the names that you can name. But it's starting to become a much stronger staff. And again, it all starts with Dallas Keuchel.
He leaves after 102 pitches today. He retires the last 18. And a win today gives him a 9-0 record at home. The ERA at home will be not too far above 1 for this season. Just phenomenal work for Dallas Keuchel again today. With no walks and 13 strikeouts. A new 1-game high for Dallas. Chad Qualls is on the mound. There are other changes as well. Chad 1-4. 4 saves and a 4.85 ERA. Just back from a little minor work on his neck, unfortunately. He had a pinched nerve in his neck. There's Marwin Gonzalez taking over at second base. And L.J. Hose is in right field. So Colby Rasmus coming out of the game, as well as Jose Altuve with this 10-0 lead in the 8th. Ryan Rua looks at that pitch for a strike. He is 0 for 2. Wandy Rodriguez in 2011 in August was the last Astro pitcher to strike out as many as 13 in a game. Until today with Dallas Keuchel. 1 and 2. And ironically, Wandy Rodriguez is here to witness the gem by Keuchel. Strikeout for Chad Qualls.
You know, I said Dallas Keuchel's not a strikeout guy. Today he certainly was. Wandy Rodriguez I never thought of as a strikeout pitcher. Sometimes you can hang them and they can't bang them.
Chad Qualls has looked sharp. This is his 3rd game since he came off the disabled list. Elvis Andrus is 0 for 2. Good sinking action, and there's the foul ball for strike 1, and that is the strong point of Chad Qualls. Justin Verlander lost for Detroit. Baltimore winning it big today, 9-3. Verlander getting tagged for 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings to bring his ERA to 6.62 with an 0-3 record for Verlander. That's a strike. 0-2 to Elvis Andrus. The Rangers have done a lot of hitting in this series. 29 hits in the first 2 games, 2 hits today. Anthony Bass is warming up for them. He's pitched about 8 innings in the bullpen today. Line shot to center, Marisnik. 2 outs. Adam Jones hit his 15th home run of the season for the Orioles in their win, and Jonathan Schoop chimed in with his 6th. Rosales is 0 for 2, a ground ball to the pitcher and a strikeout. We'll be updating Dallas Keuchel's ERA for you. He's the ERA leader in the American League. That's a shot by Valbuena into the left field corner. Rosales heads for second base. He has a 2-out double. That's his 3rd of the season. First hit by the Rangers since the 2nd inning. 20 straight Rangers had been retired.
Solid barrel sound on this one. And a pitch that was left up by Chad Qualls. A guy who probably doesn't take as much advantage, or can't, with that big sinker of his in trying to come up in the zone, like we talk about a lot of times, Brent Strom and his theory.
This is Tomas Teles pinch hitting for Robinson Chirinos now. Switch hitting catcher who just joined their club. With Carlos Corcoran going on the disabled list, he grounds back to Qualls, who throws him out. No runs a hit and the man stranded. 10-0 Houston.
Our player of the game is Preston Tucker. 3 knocks on the afternoon, 3 for 5. Home run, a couple of ribbies. He scored 3 runs. Preston Tucker has had himself a day in that home run. And 1 other hit going left field, I believe. That was the double in the 3rd inning. No, the double went down the right field side, but swinging the bat very well and hitting the ball to all parts of the field. Anthony Bass comes on to work it here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Former Astro, 22 games now with the Texas Rangers. Still looking for a W or an L. ERA at 4.15.
He'll be facing Evan Gattis in the Astros 8th inning. Renato went 3 innings today. He allowed 5 runs. In the air to right center field. And that's caught for out number 1. Valbuena is 3 for 4. He's driven in 4 in this game. Rua has moved to right field now. Leonis Martin went in center field. And DeShields has moved to left for the Rangers. Josh Hamilton coming out of the game. There's strike 1 to Valbuena. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Bass, the former Astro, pitched 21 times last year for Houston. Anthony was 1-1 with a 6.33 ERA. Here's from Dearborn, Michigan. Went to Wayne State University. That's blasted by the second Sackert into right center field. And that's the 4th straight hit for Valbuena.
It's party time. Gets a pitch right out over the plate, flips the bat. And we are having some fun right about now.
Coming into this season, his major league best for hits in a game was 3, and for runs batted in was 4. So this is one of the best games he's had as a major leaguer. John Singleton's the batter. Singleton hit the sac fly in the 6th inning. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, and that's ball 1. Singleton gets underneath it. Here's Odor looking out to the center fielder, Martin. 2 outs. Anthony Bass will face Jake Marisnick next. Jake 0 for 3 with a walk. The 4-hit game by Balbuena is a new major league single game high for him, and it's 4 consecutive hits. He probably doesn't want that day off tomorrow now.
Time for an inter-squad game, I think.
Go play somebody. Dallas Keuchel's ERA has dropped to 2.12 with this game. He threw 102 pitches, 65 for strikes. Marisnick with a high drive left field. Delino DeShields right there in front of the wall, and he takes it in for out number 3. We go to the 9th inning, and the score is 10-0 Astros. Your low fare now at Southwest.com. By HEB, no store does more than my HEB. And by Whataburger. Come meet Evan Gaddis at the Whataburger in Baytown, Texas, July 21st from 11 a.m. until noon. For more information, visit Astros.com/appearances. It's 10-0. The Astros lead it and go into the 9th inning. They've made a change on the mound with Roberto Hernandez taking over. Chad Qualls in 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, had no walks, 1 strikeout.
Made 11 starts early on in the year, Roberto Hernandez. 20th game overall. 3-5 with a 4.41. And he's been really good. Quite frankly, as a reliever, he's been in that long role, but he's performed some valuable service. 1.35 ERA while pitching in relief.
Now as the Rangers come up, they have been shackled on 3 hits through the first 8 innings. Delino DeShields is the leadoff man. He's 0 for 3 in this one. DeShields last night had a big game with 2 hits and a walk. Friday night he had 2 hits. Today it's been a totally different story. There's strike 1. He did start the game with a sharply hit ball up the middle. Dallas Keuchel got a glove on it. And the great play was made by Altuve up the middle. Oh, and 2 to DeShields. The Rangers would appear to be well on their way toward loss number 48 of the year. They'll move on to Colorado for the next series starting tomorrow night. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and they would be at risk to fall 8 games off the lead. That's if the Angels win later tonight at home against Boston. But they'll have a shot at the Angels. There's a ball hit in the air to right field, caught by L.J. Hose.
Stay tuned after the game as the studio crew breaks down all the action from today's game, plus interviews from the clubhouse and much more on the Astros postgame show presented by Houston Methodist.
Rougned Odor continues to be booed every trip to the plate. After last night's dust up, he is 0 for 3.
That's Rougned Odor.
Rougned Odor, yes. That's ball 1 to him. You don't suppose he'll flip the bat if he gets a hit here, do you?
You know what? I think it might be ingrained. I think we're seeing that with Luis Balbuena.
No fear of that as he hits a fly ball to center field. Caught by Marisnick, 2 outs. He does play hard. Odor does. He ran that one out, and that is typical of the 21-year-old youngster.
And bottom line, he's a talented player.
Yes. 2 down now, and it's Fielder batting. Prince doubled to the opposite field in the first inning. He's 1 for 3. Crowd getting up now. 36,532. Correa backhands on the broken bat, and that is a 10-0 Houston shutout win. The Astros get their 8th shutout win of the season. Hernandez gets the final 3 outs. And what a rebound for the Astros after losing a tough one 7-6 last night. They get right back up and get in the win column for the 51st time. Preston Tucker a big factor with a 2-run homer and 2 other hits. Luis Valbuena with 4 hits for the first time as a major leaguer. Dallas Keuchel goes to 12-4, beating Giovanni Gallardo, and the Astros beat the Rangers 10-0.